obsessive type, how about a change of career? Like ship salvaging, if you're tough enough. Hooked on speed, the sound barrier awaits. And if football is your reason for living, we've got a day job to fuel the addiction. You won't need any training for this job. The foreman will hire anyone who'll take on toxic chemicals, explosions, lead, asbestos, and gas poisoning, plus deafening noise. Interested? On the coast of Gujarat, northwest India, the Alang shipbreaking yard is the second biggest in the world. Ram Lalit has worked his way up the ladder to be supervisor.
This is the Sami frontier where I'll work for the next 4 months. By the time we're finished, there'll be nothing left of it. I just hope that we don't have any fatal accidents ripping her up.
Death is a regular feature of the breakers' yard.
There was a fatal accident recently. A worker with a blowtorch cut a hole in a pipe and there was a big explosion.
Ocean-going ships have a life of around 30 years. After that, they're sold for scrap. Iron and steel is big business in Gujarat. At its height, in the mid-90s, the industry was estimated to be worth a staggering 400 million euros a year. Around 4,000 vessels have been marooned on the tidal beach of Alang, waiting for the wrecker's hand. If you want to sign on, choose from 11 job categories, including cutter, winch operator and crane driver. But you better be ready for roughing it. Running water and electricity? None. Family life? None. 2,000 euros a year doesn't sound much. Around here, it can be a wage worth dying for.
I used to have a shop in my village, but only earned 30 euros a month. Here I get 100 and can send half back home. I want to be able to give my son a good education and make sure they have the things they need in life. But I do miss them.
Today is Ram's first day as foreman. He's responsible for a team of 75 breakers who'll spend 4 months pulling apart the Sami frontier. Bit by bit, they will dismantle the whole ship. Before the cutters are let loose, the ship is ransacked. Doors, cupboards, wardrobes, lamps, cables, anything that can be resold or recycled. The shore is contaminated by oil and chemicals. Recycling may be eco-friendly, but it isn't salvager-friendly. Talak Singh Maru is Ram's boss. He bought the retired Sami frontier for around 1 million euros. Before she's dismantled, Talak conducts the daily rituals of prayer. He hopes to sell the scrap for a 400,000 euro profit. Ram's first duty as foreman is to check for potential hazards. Inside is a death trap.
The riskiest place to work is the engine room, as everything is still covered in oil. There are also lots of toxic materials around, like lead, chemicals and gases. You put your life on the line working with a blowtorch in here.
The ship is a toxic bomb. The maze of supporting structures a nightmare for the cutters. One false move and tons of steel plate could collapse. One of Ram's main tools is a blowtorch. He's had no formal training to use a blowtorch, but he knows from experience that it can be deadly. After the recce, Ram makes the first cut. Ten tons of solid steel ready for the metal brokers and hungry steel mills of India.
Lower the price a little bit.
That's the lowest rate at the moment.
Okay then, load up the lorry.
Now for the lifters. Labourers who test their strength against steel sheets 500 kilos apiece. Ram's hours are long. Over 10 hours a day, 6 days a week.
4 of us have already worked for 5 hours to cut up this steel, but it's going to take another 5 to finish it.
On his way home, Ram watches out for razor-sharp shrapnel, blowtorch sparks, gas fumes and toxic puddles. At the gates, you're rewarded with a search for stolen tools and metal. Risking your life on this job is not paid with trust. But Ram digs deep for the sake of his family, against what feels like impossible odds. Each year, he'll send €800 back home and hopes he survives the next.
I send the money back to my family so that the kids can buy books. The rest of the family may be able to get a few home comforts.
Would you risk all in this deadly environment? Live through daily explosions, PCB poisoning, falling slabs of steel. To be a ship salvager, you need to be heroic in the extreme. Still to come, cheating the odds to try and live the dream as an international footballer. But first, welcome to Bonneville, Utah.
The Bonneville Salt Flats is unlike anywhere else on the world. It is like going to the moon for a week at Speedway.
This is Ron Mayne. In addition to a long career as a steel contractor in California, Ron's #1 job is flathead racing. He's built his own car for the job, the Flat Fire.
Okay. 5-feeder. And nobody forgets.
It puts out tremendous boost. We run this engine at 22 pounds of boost, which this engine was originally designed in 1946 for 85 horsepower. Now we're putting out over 700. Basically, we call it a carcane habit. If you know what a cocaine habit is, well, I have the carcane habit. They're both about the same cost. They take everything you have.
Ron certainly digs very deep to satisfy his addiction to breaking records. His own records. Working without sponsorship or prize money doesn't put him off. Ron's after the elusive 300 mile an hour plus barrier. He's been trying for 14 years. Speed freaks, petrol heads, boy racers. This is where they come to test their mettle. His handcrafted supercharged streamliner is thirsty and deadly.
Methanol or alcohol into the fuel tank. We have the horsepower, we have the car. We're going out there in the salt this year to make that record 300 miles an hour plus.
The unofficial world land speed record is 760 miles an hour, well over 1,000 kilometres per hour. Ron's baby is based on Henry Ford's first V8, built in 1932, with some serious modifications. Don't do this job unless you're also an engineer and an inventor.
Every run we make, we go through and we check everything. The electronics is on level of Formula One.
Flatfire's high-tech modification with a 301 cubic inch Vortex supercharged Ford block is the work of several engineering companies. There's nothing amateurish about this when you're an employer at this level.
Yeah, make one mistake and nobody forgets ever again.
Yeah, I know.
The Bonneville Salt Tracks have claimed 3 lives in the last 20 years. Forget macho posturing in this business. You need to keep your mind on the tyres and the carbon fibre body firmly on the ground.
A couple years ago, my best friend, he was driving the car. We'd made a lot of mistakes. We doubled the horsepower. And we really hadn't done our homework. When Bobby got to approximately 230 miles an hour, the car was uncontrollable. It started rolling. It completely destroyed the car.
Bobby survived, but will Ron? Once a teenage joyrider who had his licence revoked, 60-something Ron now faces the drive of his life. No brakes can stop him, only a braking parachute.
His butt in the cockpit, he should be the one that knows he's going to stop, but Ron's got so much going on and so much to think about, it's just a little bit easier. And then from the same snare, I feel at least comfortable doing it. And then since I'm basically responsible from there on out, at least I know that the chutes are okay.
Russ is a rock. He has been the stabilizing force because we have some very talented and educated and smart people, but we have a lot of attitude.
For attitude, read brute determination, courage and meticulous planning. It's a deadly sport without a public. No spectators, no hospitality suites, just the thrill of racing against yourself. The aim of the game is to push yourself to the limit. A motorsport where people display their own inventions. Today, Ron is out to succeed where 350 past attempts at the record have failed.
Getting in the car, you feel a little nervous. It's foreign, it's cramped, it's hot, you're uncomfortable, and the waits, we have such long waits in between running. But once the car starts, everything else, you forget about everything. It's just the run. And it's exciting. In the afternoons, when the temperature is the highest, it gets kind of like sherbet, and it's very slippery, particularly for the cars. So at Bonneville, the way we drive, it's like putting an egg underneath your foot. Be very careful on how much throttle you apply. It's like driving in water. You have to be very careful because it can get very slippery.
Now the human side comes into play. Focus and calculated risk-taking.
I have to squeeze the power on and also keep the car straight. If I apply too much power, the car starts to turn and it wants to come around.
So, a 60-year-old racer clocks nearly 500 kilometres per hour and makes it home in one piece.
Well, it's great. We made our goal, which now I'm in the 300-mile-per-hour club, and we've gotten everything we wanted, and I'm just in awe.
Could you dig deep enough to satisfy a maverick passion? And join Ron, the record-breaking racer. Football, Fußball, Football. It's the universal language of pleasure, ambition and sacrifice. Here in Ghana, children dream of becoming soccer stars, just like anywhere else. And it's Abedi Pele's job to spot talent. 67 international caps for Ghana, twice Champions League winner with Olympique Marseille, 3 times African Player of the Year. He was a superstar. Now he's an agent. Abedi made it with one of the richest football clubs in the world.
I have to always tell them that, look, it's not very easy. If you want to play in Europe, you must be 10 times better than a European.
Young Africans are inspired by the Beckhams, Zidanes and Ronaldos, all earning millions in Europe. Abedi reportedly played for €400,000 a season. His new trade can be tougher, finding the next African stars.
You need to be strong. And if you go there with the African soft heart, you are not going to succeed.
Pure talent and a little luck to be spotted is sometimes all it takes. But as Abedi knows, himself from a poor African village, the footballers can be a rough trade. Expect ruthless competition and heartbreak.
I thought that it's good to bring the education that I have had outside back home and share it with the less fortunate children who want to play football.
Abedi now runs his own footballing academy to scout talent. Christopher Nah, a young midfielder, is showing promise. He's already been bitten by the football bug.
I'm going to get a good hiding again tonight. My dad will ask, Christopher, where have you been? And why can't you do something sensible? I can't stop. Football means everything to me.
An agent also needs to be a father of sorts, protecting his protégés and his investment. Christopher's family belong to the tribe of Ada. He shares a single room with 3 siblings. But his family life fueled his ambition.
I just can't meet the expectations of my stepmother. No matter what I do, nothing is good enough for her. When I'm sick of it all, I take my football and play.
And so the dream was born.
You have to go to the villages, you have to go to the districts or the regions, let them play football, and then from there you see that this particular person has a talent, and you see whether the person can develop very quick.
The selection will be brutal because Abedi's aim is to sell players to European clubs. That's the only way he can finance his academy. Taking on Christopher will mean training, clothing and food. He'll also be paying for the boys' education and accommodation, thousands of euros over the next few years. Multiply that by all the boys in the academy and it adds up to a massive commitment.
Every season we allow at least 30, 35 kids to play, and then we do the selections.
Abedi's success as a player doesn't mean his job as an agent is easy. One of the hardest aspects could be convincing the parents. You need good powers of persuasion. And how do you convince a child to train hard without unrealistic expectations? Abedi walks a daily tightrope.
When they hear immediately that the boy is coming to Abedi Pele's team, then everybody thinks that straightforward is money, because Abedi Pele is rich, or the boy has a visa and a passport to go to the airport and then take a flight to Europe. But no, I have to explain to the family that, look, it's not that easy.
Christopher has a shot. The pressure's on. His family now look to him for a way out of their poverty. This is no game. His father is quick to offer advice. Get up before the others, train hard, and don't bring shame on us for missing this opportunity. The whole village knows. The burden of Christopher's choice written all over his face.
I just don't know what's expected of me. I'm really worried that the other boys will be bigger and better than me.
At a young age, he's taken a big gamble. Both Abedi and Christopher must dig deep to make it work in the big league. But only the ex-superstar turned agent knows how tough the road will be.
And you have to change your attitude, your mentality, you have to change it. This is your life. You have to learn how to win. And if you learn how to win, you'll be successful.
Day one at the academy. The new life starts here.
The first training starts here before school at 5:30 in the morning. We have to go to school though, as Abedi Pele told us. If we don't, we can't play football.
Add being an effective mentor to the job description.
Is better. The sky is the limit. So I wish all of you good luck, and I hope that you all succeed in life.
100 or more Africans now play in teams overseas. Christopher is in good hands. His mentor is one of the great pioneers of African football abroad. But only 1 or 2 boys a year will make it.
I don't know if I'll succeed and be a superstar. I just don't know. God will help me, but I know for now that I want to make something of my life.
With the new crop bedded in, Abedi is back out on the road. He can't afford to stop searching. Do you have the faith to wager your livelihood on training the next generation? Obsession, compulsion, addiction. So-called negative traits. But they can help you get what you want. Watch out though. Jobs that take this much out of you usually come with a health warning.